What's up, everybody? My name is Lance. I'm the host of the Health and Real Estate Podcast. And today's guest is Lesley Jackson. She is a KW Maps coach and a regional tech trainer in the Denver, Colorado area. So, super excited to dive into coaching and technology. And we're even going to talk about some health and running. So I'm just gonna hand it right off to you, Leslie, and tell us. Let's just start. Like, how did you get into the real estate industry?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, thanks for having me on here, Lance. I'm really excited to be your guest. And as you know, like most people, when you ask them this question, it's always like, I didn't plan on it.
Yep.
It's like, I ran into real estate. So, the small story about me, a small snippet of the story about me is that I got my degree in marketing and business. And as I explored my journey of what that really looked like getting out of college, I came across some amazing people. I was a marketing director for several companies, and it just so happened that one of our family friends through LinkedIn, like I feel like LinkedIn is also very underrated, but through
Hmm.
LinkedIn reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I see that your specialty is in marketing. Would you be open to a conversation about helping me with my marketing materials for my real estate company?"
Mm.
And that's how it all began. And you know what's interesting about that too is that this gentleman, I love him. He was such a great guy, a luxury agent with Metro Brokers. And he would always tell me, Keller Williams is a really cool company. You should check them out. And I was like, but is, why don't you go and check them out? Because he had like this long lineage of real estate in his family. So I think he felt, obligated to
Mm.
hold the torch at Metro Brokers for his past family members. And so I was like, you know what? I will check it out. Eventually I did. I worked with him and alongside with him a couple of years. And then I was like, I'm going to go check out this company called Keller Williams. And so it just so happens that they had a marketing director position available on this mega team. And I had no idea. I'm just like falling into this trap of not knowing and then exploring. And from there, I got my license. I was a marketing director for this mega team. We did like 100 units a year. I was in production. I did a little bit of selling and buying, and mainly the voice around the value proposition and all the things that come with the team. So that's how I got into Keller Williams, believe it or not. And that was around 2013, 2012, 2013. Yeah.
Yeah, I got into real estate around the same time. I think I got licensed 2014, and just like you, I didn't want that wasn't the original plan. I also
Yeah.
went to college for business, emphasizing in a marketing degree, so I got that. But my senior year, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I read that book, and that completely reshaped my mindset. I was like, I want to get into real estate. So I ended up finishing my senior year, and then right after that, I enrolled in the real estate courses.
Wow, right after your senior year, and that you don't hear about that journey often.
Mhm.
I actually have a couple of clients that are really young, and they just came out of high school pretty much, right into
Awesome.
real estate, and they're killing it. They're
Yes.
killing it, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I love that. I wish, now that I know what I know now, I wish I
Yeah,
skipped college and got straight into real estate after high school. But you live and learn, and I've met
yeah.
some people and had some great experiences. But never used my degree. Never even had a real job because right after college, I got into real estate. Awesome. So you said you did some production. You did a little bit of sales in the real estate team.
Yeah.
And then now you are a KW Maps coach. So how'd you make that transition from doing some production to now coaching?
Yeah, it's such an interesting journey, and I will tell you this, that it has a lot to do with the people that you surround yourself with, right?
Mhm.
And also I will say that being open to whatever comes next is really part of how I got into MAPS coaching. Um, so when Command came out, KW Command,
Mhm.
okay, came out, I opportunity knocked on my door quite literally when I was on this team. And these two OPs had said, "Hey, I have an opportunity for you. If you're interested in it, let's talk." And I said, "Okay." And the opportunity was to learn about KW Command and to be part of Gary's first like labs of it and fly to Austin and like go
Mhm.
learn about it because if I was interested in it, that I could start teaching it. And that's basically what happened. Like I started teaching KW Command. I became a market center tech trainer and I helped, I think, like 6 to 8 market centers here in Colorado back in the day and would travel and teach KW Command because I was just so passionate about it. That's where really my teaching started. And then another opportunity knocked on my door, literally. "Hey, somebody wants to talk to you. The regional director wants to talk to you." And the answer it could be yes or it could be no, but it's up to you. And I said, "Okay." So I sat, and by the way, Lance, I will tell you that like this just verifies and validates how awesome Keller Williams is as a company because during that time of being asked if I was interested in becoming a regional tech trainer, I was literally 9 months pregnant in that moment. Like belly out to here, 9 months pregnant, asking me if I wanted to be a regional tech trainer. And I'm like, you guys see what's about to occur, right? Like, I am going to be a mother here soon and like any minute now. But yes, I am interested in it. And from there, I did career visioning. Long story short, ended up working out. I basically came off maternity leave right into the RTT role. And then I started coaching and training and like holding my own, coaching business on the side because my passion is really just to help anybody win in their business and help them change the trajectory of truly where they are now and where they could be and where they want to be. And so I created a really nice coaching business on the side. And then lo and behold, a surprise, surprise, I have my second one on the way. So I was like, okay, well, I need to step out of the RTT role because my main focus are my boys and my babies, and held a nice coaching business on the side still. And then another opportunity came knocking, MAPS coaching. And it was really just a great partnership because they had seen that I had built this book of business. They were interested in bringing me over to become a coach, and the rest is history.
Awesome. Cool. I want to pause on the KW Maps coaching because you did all the regional tech training before that. So I want to touch on that first.
Yeah.
So you kept talking about command. For those that don't know, what is command?
KW Command is a one-stop shop platform for your entire real estate business so that you don't have to purchase any other pieces of technology and you can literally manage your business in one platform. And I think a lot of people will just go, okay, KW Command is the CRM. It's more than that.
Hmm.
It is more than that. It is a one-stop place where you can do your marketing, your lead generating, um, your database management, your transacting. Like the transacting part is a huge piece of
Hmm.
why the platform is so great too, because a lot of these other brokerages don't have that and they have to have all this bolt-on technology to transact. And then of course that adds up. So yeah. And it's awesome because we own our own technology. It's proprietary, right? So, Gary created it so that, you keep your data, nobody else has access to it. And if you leave, then there literally is a database white button at the back of the platform because that's how much we stand or Keller Williams stands next to it. And I love it because we're always building upon it. So because it's our own technology, we get to add more functionality. We can pivot whenever we need to pivot. When COVID happened, they were able to pivot and add video recording and or videos for showings during that time. They added it onto our app and they added it to the platform like within a month, which is pretty incredible turnaround. So yeah.
You explained it so perfectly. I love it. Yeah, command is amazing. Like you said, it's a one stop shop for everything with your real estate business,
Mhm.
including transactions. Because I do a lot of referral deals. and you could do the referrals right there in KW.
Yes.
And it makes it so easy to do the referrals. I like to do a lot of smart plans and I create my email smart plans. It is so simple to
It is
create.
so simple.
Yeah,
And and for anybody that's sorry, go ahead,
I was
Lance.
gonna say I'm not very tech savvy either, but they make it
Yeah, yeah.
simple and user friendly where anybody could use it. If you know how to use Facebook and navigate through Facebook, then you could use Command.
Exactly, and for those that are listening and are thinking, "What are smart plans?" It sounds like a totally different language. Um, they're follow-up plans, but essentially like workflows, and you could customize any of those plans. So, like, say you have a really nice follow-up system already in a different CRM, and you decide, "Hey, after listening to this podcast, I wanna join Keller Williams." You can literally copy and paste your entire business into Command. That's how
Mhm.
customizable it is. Yeah.
Yeah, the smart plans just basically make all of your lead gen or lead follow up
Mhm.
systematized and automated. So it's super easy and it sets reminders like, oh, call this person that day or send them this email or follow up with them with this, or it sends automated texts or emails. It just makes your business so much easier.
Yes.
And then
1000%.
is that when you started to teach the command and convert class?
Yeah, so over time in my, Keller Williams career, it has been really apparent that not only do we depend on technology to help us achieve success through some automation and systems, but there's a huge opportunity for also a way to teach our technology that's not just the tech, it's about real estate. What it
Mhm.
really comes down to is your real estate business. And so I have been teaching and training over these entire years internationally with different speakers and different trainers, um, from not just command, but social media, marketing, branding, all those things. And over time, I've figured out that a lot of agents out there right now currently don't necessarily know how to utilize command to its highest potential because they haven't really had like somebody sit down to talk them through the entire platform and the reason why it can help them basically, and b it's because a platform is so robust. For somebody that's brand new, they really sometimes fall into the trap of, where do I begin? And so I created my own program called Command and Convert. And it's literally for those agents that are thinking, like, hey, I have a lead problem or I don't close enough deals, to my business is kind of unorganized and feels a little chaotic. So I've created my own like way essentially to say, hey, when you log into command, here are the 5 things that you can do now to set yourself up for success. So it simplifies the process for
Mhm.
anybody that's not knowing and it takes the overwhelm away. Essentially, I created it because look, we need to have a predictable pipeline. And if you're running around with, like a chicken with your head cut off and you don't pay attention to your systems, things will always stay the same, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah. And think about it as like a one stop place for anything command related. However, I teach real estate inside of it.
Definitely. I love it. There, like you said, command is simple to use, but there's so many tools, so many different ways to use it. It's so robust. But just a
Hmm.
couple things I love about it is I think if I remember correctly, they have a thing called opportunities where if you have a lead input in command and they're searching through properties in command, you might not know they might be searching, but it'll notify you like, hey, this is a potential opportunity. You have someone in your database who is like actively looking for property. So it'll notify you, oh, here's a
Hmm.
potential lead, reach out to them. It does things like that. And also we partnered with KW partnered with Canva. So now every KW agent gets the Canva, what is it, Pro or Premium account.
Enterprise. Yeah. Canva enterprise account. Hmm.
So instead of paying for the $20 a month Canva account, all KW agents get that for free.
Yes.
Also, I think I just heard they made a partnership with Google Gemini. Like we get the premium Gemini version,
Yeah,
which is super cool because right now I have the $20 a month Chat GPT one. I was like, oh, I could just switch over to
right.
Gemini, which is just and that's no extra cost to you as a KW agent, which is amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah,
Constantly updating it and everything. So
yeah.
I love that. So do you teach these classes to market centers as a whole?
I teach them to anybody that wants to come in and join. So market centers, some people will reach out to me that are not in my region to ask me to come and teach a class virtually, and that's always on the table.
Awesome.
Um,
Awesome.
and sometimes I'll travel to go teach too. So it just depends on, you know, who needs what.
Well, cool. I'll let some of the market center leadership know down here in Southern California because I don't think they're using command at the highest level possible. So
Yeah. Awesome.
put in a good word for you.
Sounds great.
Awesome. So then, after doing all this and kind of proving yourself, it's another thing I love about KW. If you continue to show up, there's so much opportunity at Keller Williams. So
So much.
this, after doing all the tech training and teaching classes and proving yourself there, then the coaching and you said you were doing a coaching business on the side, but then that turned into KW Maps coaching.
Yeah. There's one little superpower that I have that we haven't really spoken about, and I want to just insert here is recruiting.
Hmm.
So, recruiting and helping market centers grow is definitely something that a lot of our leaders can really make themselves selves indispensable, and also a way for them to continue to grow through the ecosystem. So that was one of the other reasons why I was able to get into maps is because I've had this, background of all of that as well.
Definitely.
So, yeah. So now
Yeah.
maps.
You
Here
if
we
you
are.
proven yourself, because I'm big on Keller Williams profit share, and so I've done a lot of like recruiting. And if you prove yourself in that, market centers are like, oh, okay, they take you
Yeah.
very seriously. Like that's a lot of recognition, yeah, because they want to grow. They want more agents. So
Exactly.
does you
Yeah.
also teach the command and convert for market centers for recruiting, or do you do it just for agents for converting business?
Yeah. I honestly have been in this position where because I am a full-time coach and in the regional tech training position, which I will be stepping out of actually soon, is because I am going to be adding more things to my command and convert program. This is just the beginning.
Awesome.
So, yeah, stay
Well, that is
tuned.
super exciting.
Stay tuned.
Perfect. So now let's talk KW Maps coaching. What
Yeah.
exactly is that? Because if people,
Yeah.
uh, Keller Williams agent, they probably don't know what Maps coaching is. And I would assume I would say probably a lot of Keller Williams agents don't even fully know what Maps coaching is.
Yeah. So it's a sister company that Gary Keller created, and it stands for Mega Achievement Productivity Systems. And essentially what Gary has done is he's created a blueprint from the MREA and a way that has trained us as MAPS coaches to provide that blueprint to all agents who want to become an MREA, right? So a millionaire real estate agent for those who are listening. And he wrote that book, MREA, right? And so the coaching company essentially stems from that, and we ensure that our clients are staying on model and from the MREA. And then a lot of us coaches have different sort of skill sets, So, for example, for me, I'm a tech coach because I have that expertise in command. I have expertise in other pieces of technology, and I help like somebody that's like, "Hey, I am stuck in my production. I know I need systems and I don't know how to do it. I know I want to be on social media, but I'm afraid to do it. I know I need to be branding and marketing, but I don't know how." That's me in a nutshell. So,
Perfect.
I have specific people who come and seek that, and they're my ideal client essentially.
Awesome.
There are other coaches out there that are bold coaches. There are Ignite coaches. There are other types of coaches that focus on and have different skill sets, but we all fall back on the MREA models.
Definitely. And yeah, so the MREA is the book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And that was written by Gary Keller and a couple other people. But wasn't the basis behind that book is he studied all the Keller Williams agents that were making $1 million or more a year in their real estate business. And they
Yes.
like kind of found all the commonalities and the systems they were using. And they're like, hey, this is the blueprint. We have,
Yeah.
hundreds of agents doing it. Just do what they're doing. Don't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. Think of it as like hiring a world-class coach that knows all the trade secrets in order to help you get there.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
And MAPS coaching stems from that. And you
Mhm.
said, what was it? Mega achievement. What does it stand for? Mega achievement what?
Mega achievement productivity systems.
Activity systems. There we
Yeah.
go. I didn't know that. I like that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, what does like if someone was interested in MAPS coaching, what all does that include?
Well, so there's a few programs out there, and there's Mastery, there's Breakthrough, and then there's Fast Track. Mastery is, hey, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like, it's time to invest in yourself, right? We get to move the needle in your business a lot quicker just because we have a phone call each week. And then they have all these awesome perks like free mega camp ticket, free family reunion ticket. But you get one on one personalized coaching based on your needs. And then you get like 42 calls a year, you get discounts on classes. Like, it's pretty amazing stuff. And then they have Breakthrough, which is 2 calls a month, 2 30-minute phone calls, and that's it. And then Fast Track is for anybody that just wants to go and take a class. Some of our MAPS coaches will teach specialty classes to get you there.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. So the
Yeah.
Mastery one, I didn't know that if you join that one, that includes a ticket to family reunion
It
and
sure does.
wow, I did not know that.
It sure does. Are you interested?
Hey, I don't do production much.
I'm
I
teasing you,
just do
man.
a lot of referrals now, but I've always if I was like a full-time real estate agent and I
Yeah.
want to take it to the next level, absolutely I would do it.
Right.
And I've heard like I do know the pricing and I've heard everyone that does it and follows the systems, they
Mhm.
say it like 10x is their business. So it's worth
Mhm.
every dollar and it holds them accountable. It's like, hey, here's the bottlenecks. Here's how to fix them. We're talking next week. Here's your homework. You better do it. And it holds them accountable to like do the next things. And their business just skyrockets. So I've
Yes.
heard it, but I haven't taken it. But yes,
It's taking it to the next level,
yeah,
you
I'm
know?
such a big believer in basically everything Keller Williams, all the trainings.
Yeah. But what
Yeah.
I love about it too is that we don't just work on the business, we work on the person too. Like,
Mm,
we coach
yeah.
to the whole person. So we coach around mindset, what's really truly holding you back. And because, Lance, as you know, it's like you can create a business plan. You can create all the things that you want to do. But when you wake up in the morning, are you going to do them? Are you choosing to
I-
do them? Are you ignoring them? What's truly happening? So, yeah, it's a partnership. I love it because I help people win in various ways.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, speaking of helping people win, do you have any client success stories or any examples you want to share with some of your coaching clients?
Oh my gosh, I have so many. I'm trying to think. Well, let's see. We were just talking about that the person like you that's like, okay, fresh out of high school or fresh out of didn't even go to college because they chose that real estate career. And I think of one of my clients, her name is Cassidy, and she is like in her 20s. She's killing it. She's always capping. She's she's running a business like a business in her 20s, and like that, my friend, is like, whoa, right? So she came to me because she's like, I need systems, I need to learn command, I need to put my smart plans in place, and she did. And now she is just a very successful agent and is skyrocketing through her business without me.
That is amazing. You said she started right after high school, got into real estate? Oh, that is amazing.
Somebody else right now that I work with, I think of Alyssa, she's the same way. She's like in her 20s and she's just like waking up, she's lead generating, she's following, she's doing all those activities, but she's like, Leslie, I need you to help me with my social media and make sure that I'm doing all the right things there. And so, some weeks we'll focus on her content, other weeks we'll focus on who she's speaking to. And I think she's a great success story because she's super coachable. She's showing up and doing the activities and she's not making excuses. Um, I think those 2, like especially it's inspiring to me because I went and got my career, like, I went to college, it's like
Yeah.
it's like choosing real estate when you wake up and you just choose real estate and treat it like a business, it's, like, pretty awesome to see somebody do that from afar, because when you get your license, they don't teach you how to run a business,
No, they
right?
don't.
They just teach you how to read a contract, basically.
Pretty much. They don't even teach you, well, besides Keller Williams, they don't teach you how
Yeah,
to lead generate. Because Keller
no,
Williams wasn't my first brokerage. I had to learn the hard way. I
right.
I had no clue how real estate worked. After I got my license, because I got it
Yeah.
right after college, never had a real job, never even bought a house at that point. So I walked into the office. I joined the first brokerage I met with. It was small boutique brokerage. Walked in Monday morning after I joined, and I was like, the broker was there. I was like, "All right, what do I do?" He's like, "What do you?" I was there at like 8 a.m. He's like, "What are you doing? What do you mean? What do you do?" I was like, when do the people come in? Like, when do the buyers and sellers come in?" He's like, "That's not how this works. You got to go out and find them." I'm like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "You don't give me leads?" He's like, "No, you gotta." But it's so funny. But you have to actually
Yeah.
go out and find the buyers and sellers, and
Yes, for anybody that's like, "How do these real estate agents do it?" It's like, "Do you even
yeah,
know?" They have to go find you to see
yeah.
if you're ready to buy or sell a home, and in order to
That's
do that, those are a lot of efforts.
It is, and it's funny because I work with a lot of new agents to join Keller Williams with the profit
Yeah,
share, and a lot of them, they all watch Selling Sunset, $1 Million Listing, all these real estate shows, and they make it look so easy and fun and sexy, but they never show how those people got the client.
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
they didn't show the hard part. So everyone just thinks these clients magically appear and you're showing them mansions.
Yeah, it's like showing it's like showing an Olympian that they never had to practice to even get to
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Olympics.
Exactly. Yeah, I had to learn the hard way, and then my brokerage was like, all he taught was door knocking and cold calling, and I hated those. I almost got out of real estate because I thought that
Oh,
was the only way to do it.
yeah.
But, yeah, I tell people there's hundreds of ways to lead generate. Find 2 to 3 that fit your personality.
That's
I
right.
hate cold calling. I'm not gonna cold call. I
Yeah,
but it's not sustainable for me. So I
yeah.
was doing real estate in production. I was doing open houses, social media, and client events, and basically community events. Because me and my buddy, we started Vegan Realty, so we're in Southern California, so what we did, most of our events weren't even real estate related. We had maybe a couple home buying, home selling seminars, but we're like, "You know what? What do we like to do for fun?
I
Let's
love
just
it.
create an event around that with our real estate team and invite people." So we did hikes through our real estate team, and we get 20, 30 people to show up. We did board game nights at the office. My business partner loved board games.
I love it.
We get 30, 40 people to show up to the office, play board games. We had like 5 different tables with different games going on at once, and we would do beach cleanups, and it was like cool. Even if we didn't get a deal out of this, like we're doing what we love. It's a win
Yeah,
no matter what. And we just built relationships that way and got a lot of leads and several deals.
that's awesome. Yeah,
So yeah, you just got to find a way that fits your personality. And what
yeah.
you specialize in is like the marketing,
Mhm,
branding, the
mhm,
social media, and then create like the technology, helping them
mhm.
create the systems and models within
Yes,
command.
yes. To build relationships, I think that's the end result, because I think a lot of people will go, "Oh, I need systems and models." I'm like, "Yes, but let's be on purpose with them. These are people that are real. Like, we need to treat your database like they're real human beings." So, I think that's what really, is important to remember when you're setting up just, like, your basic flow plan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, do you have any other client success stories or anything else?
Yeah. I was gonna
Yes, I
say
love stories. So all the stories you have, I love.
yeah. One of my clients, John, he is a recovering alcoholic and he's been 16 years sober. And he and I came together in partnership 2 years ago. And his whole mission was to be on social media more. Well, that led into him wanting to be a motivational speaker. And now he's going to be writing a book. So, like, it's amazing through a coaching partnership where somebody's like, "Hey, I need help in just this one arena," when it could lead to something even life-changing. And for John, he's, like, just now getting into the steps of, hiring his publisher, getting into motivational speaking and having, a coach around that as well, and now he has, like, a team of professional people around him, and I get to be a part of that journey and witness it, and that's just incredible work. Like, I'm just like, "Wow." Um, but even just, like, the more tangible stories where you're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I'm, like, making 100,000 in GCI. I really wanna hit 150 one year, and I wanna start building more of a social presence online." One of my clients named Kay, she was able to get 6 pieces of business because like, in 1 week, because she kept showing up on social media, and people just keep reaching out to her. But that's because she's being consistent with her videos and her content creation. And what I love about her too is that she just shows up like herself. She doesn't try to pretend to be anybody else. And I
Yep.
know that so those are the people that are really achieving success through social media, who are just showing up authentically and not worrying about the details. So essentially that's what I coach on, is like, let's not worry about the details. Let's not worry about how you look. What's
Mhm.
what's truly what's truly the value that you want to give. And if you're like 90% into that message, then just post it, because it's not about perfection, it's about showing up.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all about progress over perfection. Like I
Yeah,
like imperfect action versus very delayed perfect action, which
correct.
is actually never perfect. You just keep delaying it until you think it's perfect, but the most
Right.
iron is just do. And then
Yes.
that's
But the
yeah.
the cost of delaying that and getting in your own way of perfection is business. So what
Mm,
would you rather have? Imperfection in business or perfection and no business?
exactly. Couldn't agree more. Yeah. I actually wanted to start this podcast years ago, but I fell victim to just that. I wanted it to be
Yeah.
perfect and just I procrastinated and procrastinated and I didn't know the whole tech stuff. So I was like, oh, I have to wait till I could afford a producer or this or that. But I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna start. I don't even care. And now I love it. And yeah, just start. It doesn't have to be
I love it.
perfect. And people nowadays, I feel like people resonate more with imperfection and
Yes.
and genuineness. They don't want a completely perfect, polished person. So yeah,
It's us showing up more human more often so that people will hire us, like us, trust us, hire us, right? Like that whole thing, that
I
whole model.
and I think that's even more the case today. They want more human with
Mhm.
AI and everything. So they're like, we're all human. We make mistakes. I mean, some days we don't look our best or act our best, but
Yeah.
we're all human. So just be human, okay?
Just be you. Yes. I love it.
Well, awesome. Any other success stories, or do you want to move on to like the mindset and running?
Ooh, let's do mindset and running.
Yeah. So before we started this podcast, we were kind of talking about running. I was creeping on your Instagram and I saw that you had a post about running where you told yourself you're not a runner, but then you just started. And so yeah, tell us about that post and your running identity and how
Yeah.
how you think about it now.
Yeah, it's interesting because, hindsight is 2020, and we look back and we go, "Oh, yeah, that was easy." And my journey was this whole time. I've always been into health and fitness, and I work out 5 days a week. I have a Peloton that I'm obsessed with. Like, I'm a Peloton person. I have all my favorite instructors. You could ask me later.
No.
Um, so I'm like cycling, lifting, and I used to be a yoga instructor. And like this whole time, I've told my people would be like, "Oh yeah, I ran like 5 miles today." I'm like, "Oh, I can never do that. I'm not a runner. I'm not a runner." And all the negative thoughts around how it feels in my body and like how my knees feel, and I, that there's no way I can be that person. And so, I was a vacation in California, like, last year, and it was a rainy day, it was at my parents' house, and they had this treadmill in their basement, and I'm like, "Well, they don't have a bike, so I'm just gonna make do." Because like, I love my spin bike, but they don't have a spin bike, but they have a treadmill, so let me see what a Peloton treadmill class would feel like, a running one in particular. And I started running, and of course, like, running at sea level is, like, totally different than running at the Mile High here in
Mhm.
Colorado. It's like we're 5280 here in elevation, and yeah, and that just moment of breaking through of my whole mindset, that it allowed me to be like, "Oh, yeah, I could do anything I want. What am I?" And I coach on this a lot too, because like, what are we falling trap what are we trapping ourselves into thinking, right? Because we all have this, like, inner story about something. My whole inner story about running was I'm not a runner, and I started running, and I guess what? Now I'm running.
Mhm.
It's that simple.
Yeah,
It's that
you
simple.
run like multiple times a week now, right?
Yeah, I'm running, like, 2 to 3 times a week, 3 to 5 miles here and there each time, and I find so much freedom in it. In fact, I really am a strong believer, and I'm sure you probably can relate to this too, is that movement is energy, and movement can really create creativity as well. So, like,
Mm,
it can start releasing more thoughts around what you want to achieve, and there's some sort of programming in in your body that allows you to believe that you could do whatever you want to do.
yes.
And so as I started running, I kept remembering, I'm like, right, like, this is part of movement is energy, and energy can help us make decisions.
I couldn't agree more. I love that. And yeah, I definitely relate with the running. I just started running last year and I still don't really consider myself a runner, but it all started, a year ago, joined a couple run clubs. There's one run club, they ran 4.5 miles. And then I was in my mind, I was, that's impossible. I've never ran that much. And I ended up doing it, but I stopped a few times and
Yeah.
walked. But I finished and I was wrecked. I was so sore the next day for like 2, 3 days. But I just kept showing up. And as the weeks went on, it just got easier and easier and easier. And then I wasn't sore at all. And then me and my girlfriend signed up for a marathon. And we're like, what the heck are we doing? But I looked into it. My mindset at the time was like a marathon, it's, for these elite, long distance runners. They run the entire thing nonstop. But as I looked into it more, most like average people, unless you're an elite runner,
Yeah.
they run the entire thing. They'll run the majority of it, or they'll, take a stretch break, walk a few miles. I was like, oh, you could walk during a marathon? And I was like, okay, but a lot of the big marathons have a cutoff time. So we did the Honolulu marathon. There's zero cutoff time, zero qualification. And I looked into it, and a lot of people do that when they walk the entire thing. So I was like, okay, I can walk a marathon. I
Yes.
would just to finish. I didn't care about time. And we both finished, and I ran the majority of it, but I probably walked like a good 5, 6 miles. I was doing
Sure.
jogging, walking intervals, but I was like, okay, I did marathon. Like that's great
Yeah,
mindset. I was like, wow, like it just completely breaks your limited mindset now.
it
And now I
does.
do want to do a marathon once a year and shave off more and more time. And who knows, maybe I'll get to the point where I do run a whole marathon nonstop, but still not my goal, but might happen one day.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, in your testament too is like that's the thing. We have this idea of how things are going to feel and be, but like how can we judge something when we don't know,
Mhm.
right? And so yeah, it's so important to stay in tune up here to ask yourself, is this true?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I thought marathon runners, they run the whole thing nonstop, and that's just, the
Yeah.
professional athletes who get paid to do it, but just the everyday people or, regular runners,
Right.
into it, and most of them walk part of the way or take breaks, and had no clue you could do that. I was like, "Oh, okay, this makes
I
it."
didn't either. I didn't either. In fact, I've been connecting with one of my close marathon friends. Her name is Jennifer Chambers. She has a hyphen to name in there. But go look her up. She's a KW luxury agent and also MAPS coach, and she's
Mhm.
a major runner. So I'll text her and I'll be like, okay, what kind of running shoes? What kind of what kind of form should I have? And she's like, just chill. Like, also, you can walk and run a race anytime. I was like, "Wait, what?" So
Yeah.
like, I also I also had this whole idea that marathon runners were just running the whole time, you
Mhm.
know? She's like, "No, I walk, run." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You're
I
like,
could do
"Oh, you do that? What?"
that." That's an option?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if anything, get out of your own head and what are your options, right?
Definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, cool. You got anything else about, health or wellness or running and mindset? Or we could wrap
One step at a time, you
one
know,
step at a time.
one thing at a time. Because I think a lot of people feel overwhelmed by all the things that they have to do or feel like they need to do. I say just what's your first step in knocking over that one domino to get to that next goal so that you break down your goals a lot simpler that way
Mhm.
and they're more achievable.
Awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. Perfect way to transition to so to wrap up every podcast episode, I do a joke off because I love corny, funny dad jokes. I think the cornier the better. So we're each going to tell a joke. Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
How about you go first, Lance, and I'll go second?
Okay, okay. Here we go. What do you call a sleeping bull?
A sleeping bull?
Yes,
I don't know. What do you call a sleeping bull?
a bulldozer.
A bulldozer! I love it.
I mean,
Oh my gosh.
funny, but
My
good. So
I have
funny.
to use that one on my boys. They would love that. All right. Are you ready for mine?
Yes.
Okay. Why do dads bring a ladder to podcasts?
Why do dads bring a ladder to podcasts? No idea.
Because everyone's always talking about taking things to the next level.
I like it. It's very fitting for this. Yes. That was like a customized joke. I love it.
Just for you, just for you.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you. This was a blast. I will put all your show notes or all your information in the show notes. And yeah, we'll stay in touch. Thanks everybody. Take
Awesome.
it
Yeah. Thank you.